This is a game called Carolus Magnus. It's an area control game. This is a print and play thing I mocked up just to see if I would like it, and I very much like it. It's based on you being a prince or like a royal leader, and you are trying to amass followers through your court. So this is your court, and as you invite, I guess, or influence barons or lower level leaders into your court, you then get a majority in certain colors, which will then, as you go around the regions, which are around here, the king will visit it, and the king will get word who has the majorities of these lands, and then the king almost awards lands to the people who have the most influence. So let's say if I have the leading influence in green, and this is the king, and every round he moves, and the king comes to this land, which has a majority of green in it, then me as the green player owns that land. And then it makes it a little bit harder to retake that land in influence by another player, because then green has one extra point that you have to overtake. But we'll cover that in a sec. Every round, we roll these 4 dice, which constitute a random selection of colors. And so if you roll a 1, you get a purple, 2 red, 3 brown, 4 blue, 5 green, and a 6 is a wild. So you get to choose what color baron you get to have around you to influence into your court, right? So you start off with 9, and every turn you play 4 and you replace 4. It's a 2 to 4 player game. The 4 player game is team, and I've never played it before, but up to 3 is really good. Excuse me, it's the morning. And the game starts with a cool mechanic that I really like, where everyone chooses a number out of 5. And this is both like initiative order. So if you go lower, you go first. But it's also how many regions the king can move. So if I chose 2, and I was the lowest, like all the other players chose 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, 1, I get to go first. So then I get to put, and we'll go over how our turn works, but I get to put my barons in the court, and then the king can move either 1 or 2. So let's say I have the majority in blue. I don't want to move the king 2. I just want the king to visit this region to award me the majority of that region, right? And then you don't get to use 2 again until all 5 have been used. So, going through each turn, the start of the game, you randomly assign 1 cube to each region. You randomly roll up 9 cubes for everyone. I'm playing a 2-player game in this, 1 and 2, excuse me again. I've got a box of the 5 colors, 40 each. And so we'll randomly just assign, this guy has chosen 3. Oh, yep, and this guy has chosen 4. And so green goes first. Green assigns, how many does he have? 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he could take the green majority quickly. So we just put a green here to say who has the majority. Yeah, he'll take the green majority, so that he's played 3, and he'll play a brown 2 and take the brown majority. So then he has 3 options, and he'll go straight for the green. No, actually, he'll go the brown. That's better. And then so the king awards him this land, right? And then red will go, and he's going to assign, he has 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he really should take the green back, but he can't because he doesn't have enough. So he'll take a brown majority. So he'll put 2 browns in here and takes the brown off this guy. And then he'll put 2 reds in here, so he'll get the red majority for later, because he's looking here. And then the king can go up to 4, so he goes 2 and awards red that majority, right? Now, let's just randomly put some out. So green took this, red took this, green took this, red took this. So ultimately the aim of the game is to take regions and get rid of 8 in the 2-player, 10 in the 3-player of your castles, or in this case, meeples and random miscellaneous things. So they already have 1, 2, 3, 2 each out, right? And let's say the king is going to visit this area next, and red has the blue majority. Oh yeah, sorry. Each turn we roll this randomly, so that's a purple, a 4, which is a blue, and 2 greens. So every turn you're replenishing what was played. But for this example, so we have red has the majority in this region, and blue wants the majority in this region, because let's say they threw a 1. So this is the only land that they can actually influence. So the king can only go here. But this guy has multiple greens. And let's say he has the purple majority. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, he has the green. So then to win this, if he just moves the king in, then we count up the points. Each castle or meeple gives you 1 point, and every majority gives you another point. So this player has 2 points because he has the blue majority, right? But then if, yeah, let's say that they have the blue. No, that doesn't make sense. So green has the green majority. So if green was to put 2 green in and then move the king in, that's 2 points for green majority here, 1 point and 1 blue majority here. So that's 2 each. That's still a tie. But then because this player has the brown majority too, he could also put in 2 browns, because that's not more than 4. That's his 4 turns. And then he has 4 points to the 2 points that red has. So then green replaces the red castle. And so this is how you can take back most of the board. The other thing is, let's say it's green's turn again in this situation. Like they have a majority in this land and they have a green here. So then the king goes into here. Green gets to put a castle here. And these 3 regions, because all 3 of them are majority green, become 1 region. And that's why the hexes connect in like a puzzle. And so then this region would be way harder to take back later, because he has 3 points on top, as well as any of his majorities. And it's doable. And when you take back a huge region like this, you get to replace all of the castles. So then green goes from having 3 above and takes back 0, and then, or -3, and then red goes on top, right? And so then you go around the board and like this is together and this is together, and then there's like 1 or 2 castles left, and then it's being able to look ahead enough with the hands that you have to see what barons you need to influence, but also looking at your opponent's court and seeing like how far you can push the king so he avoids the dangerous areas for you, but also taking the easier areas as you go. I really like this game. It's a little bit of a setup, and I got my friend to 3D print, it was resin casting these cool cubes, because I didn't have 50 cubes of each color. Yeah, I really like it. Carolus Magnus, pretty straightforward, but really fun.